Hello everyone. It has been such a really long time since I sat down and have a conversation or even upload a video, but I'm gonna be really honest, I miss you guys. Like, I miss filming, I miss having sit down conversation with y'all and all that. But the last month I was just trying to really get my life together in terms of getting a job back in the US and getting stabilized again after, being in Japan for a bit and then having a job that really didn't fit and suit me. So now that I'm back a little bit more settled, I am ready to go back to filming YouTube. But as of now, I think it's a great time to catch up with y'all with any updates and things like that. So this is more like a July and August in terms of what's been going on. Well, in July, I got to go to New York City and get to see my best friends and her fiance, and then also my friend from California. So that's really fun. I made a vlog of it. I got to see Ariana Grande, which is amazing. I got to see her in a Sweetener tour 7 years ago, so it's pretty nice to see her now, much more famous and everything of that. For example, I remember paying $70 for a nice seat for Ariana, and I paid $600 for this one. But I need to budget better when it comes to concerts. But I told myself after this concert, I'm gonna go see Charlie XCX, and then after that, no more concerts. They're really fun, but I got to see my trifecta, which was Troye Sivan, Charlie XCX, and Ariana Grande, twice in my life, and I think that's enough. And now we're gonna do the whole family stuff. But overall, I also want to talk about just what's going on with this channel, what I've been doing, what I've been learning, and all that stuff. An update, I am going to try to be more stationed in the US. I get a lot of comments or questions if I want to go back to the Netherlands or go back to Europe. And I'm definitely going to make a video about that because it has been over 8 months right now since I've been in Europe. So am I missing Europe? Things that I miss about Europe. That's a whole video that I could talk about. And long story short, I do miss the Netherlands, but I'm not gonna lie, there's so many things about the US that I did miss. And now that I'm back for a little bit and just settling in, it feels really nice. Another thing that's been going on in July and August was that I became an AMC A-lister, so I got to watch a lot of movies. So much that my best friends were like, you need to do a letterbox, which I will. But I also want to say that my favorite movies, of course, like a blockbuster, I went to see The Odyssey 3 times with 3 different crowds. One by myself, one with my friends and her friends, and another time with my family. And all 3 times, it was pretty amazing. I got to see or focus at certain scenes a little differently. So that was really nice versus watching it one time. That being said, that made me realize I spent at least 10 hours in the Odyssey. Just the Odyssey alone, which makes me, I'm so curious on calculating how many hours I spent as an A-lister. But surprisingly, my favorite movie out of the past 2 months has been The Invite with Olivia Wilde, Penelope Cruz, and Seth Rogen, and then someone else. It was just so funny. The whole theater is cracking laughing, which is such a good vibe. That's why we go to the theaters for. What has been going on, right? So some things that have been going on is that I just been spending a lot on myself. A lot of my friends might ask me in different regions, have I been going out on dates often? Technically, I haven't been going on dates since March. So that is quite pretty interesting. I'm kind of excited to go back into the dating scene, but I have to make sure I'm really emotionally ready and have what I really want before I start going in the market. And I wanted to have a little bit stability first, so that required having a job that doesn't travel too much anymore and everything. And I'm very fortunate to be in a position where I can say that I've been able to find something like that. So now I have more flexibility and more time to spend back in my state of Boston. But before, you know, I had to potentially move to Salt Lake City, Utah, potentially move to Durham, North Carolina. Yeah, so rest assured, I think after today and after meeting, it might be best for me to stay in a state for a little bit and still do what makes me happy. And yeah, and also be open to meeting my potential new partner, which I'm very clear and adamant that this next relationship better be my last relationship. So I'm gonna speak that to existence because that's gonna happen. That's what I've been doing. I also been just focusing on my life goals, you know, reading books, which I'm gonna be really honest, because I had A-lister, I didn't spend most of my free time reading books. I've been going to movies, but now that I'm no longer an A-lister, I'm gonna spend most of the time just on reading books that interest me and gaining new skills, which I'm really excited for. But my favorite book, or just books that I'm currently reading right now, is Mating in Captivity by Esther Perel. She's quite interesting because she comes with pretty controversial ideas on how to make a relationship spicy in terms of sexuality in long-term relationships. And she's basically a therapist, a couples therapist, where she kind of shares her antidotes or solutions or things that she did with their clients, meaning like how to spice up a 4-time relationship, how to spice up a relationship with people who have cheating tendencies. So it's a pretty interesting thing. Another thing I'm really excited to read, which I haven't started and got recommended by my sister, is The 7 Principles of Making Marriage by Gottman. Marriage is a different thing, you know, it's a legal thing, but I really want to see the 7 principles to having a really good, healthy relationship. So I'm excited to read that and really dissect that and absorb that, because what has happened in the past, I really do not want it to happen again. That's that. And I felt like it has been, 8 months? I'm starting to finally feel okay, which is crazy. But a book I don't remember, but if someone can remember, there's a book that told me a year in a relationship, you have to spend a month of healing at least. So my relationship was basically almost 5 years. I realized that even within 5 months, I still wasn't ready. So I added an extra 3 months, and now it's like August, and now I feel more comfortable dating or opening my life up. But even then, maybe towards in September, I'll be more ready. My favorite YouTubers. Like I said, YouTube is what I'm doing right now, but YouTube has inspired me so much that I watch a lot of YouTubers that are kind of related into my life, which is Damon Dominique and Quincy J. They are gay YouTubers, but being gay is not really their whole identity. They lived in different countries, and now they're in that same dilemma as where we're deciding, going back to the US, like, how does that work in terms of taxes? How does it work in life? They're also at the point in life where they're like, I want to settle down. And where does a settle down mean? You know, if a government is making it really hard to become a citizen, stuff like that. They're just been my shows to watch. Also, Marky Miller, he is a long-time YouTuber, and he has been really good for me. These people have not been posting quite often, but every time they post, it's just kind of an update on their life And it really inspired me to maybe do those type of videos where it's not like every week there's something, but maybe once a while I check in and talk to y'all. Because I realize what I really enjoy about YouTube is having that connection and conversation with for myself. Like, this is a little bit like a diary for myself, but also it might be useful for people around my age or who are going the same thing. I wouldn't say age is a defining factor. It's for people who kind of figuring what they want in their life right now, you know? I feel like this year has been so much of that for me, and it's been great, and it's also been frustrating because I can't deny there's moments where I do want to move to a different state and then don't, or move to a different country and then don't, and there's moments where I'm like, I need to settle down, you know? I need to make my life and be grateful with what I've been given, so that's kind of what I'm learning to acknowledge and be grateful for. So, favorite artists, as you told me, that my three trifectas actually are about to release an album this year or did release an album. So, for my friends, I will tell you my favorite Ariana Grande song from the Petal album is Kiss Me, Oh Well, Bad Things, and Nowhere Nobody. Those are like my 4 repeats of that album. Like, it's in my... I know them like lyrically. In terms of Charlie XCX, my favorite songs in the new album is Camera, Wink Wink, Yeah, and No One Lasts Forever. And Troye Sivan just She's the Best. And to be honest, I think it's currently a little bit just okay. There's a lot of music right now where it's just kind of like speak singing, and Troye Sivan does that, Ariana just did that, and Charlie XCX does that. I can tell like that's kind of like the vibe that they're going to. And it's great, but speak singing is very different than just singing. So yeah. Okay, this has been 13 minutes, so it's been quite a long video. So I'm gonna tell you what's in store for this channel and myself. Gonna post more videos. I have mapped and edited a lot of vlogs, and I'm really excited to share them with you. I know my vlogs are usually not the most popular, but for me, it's just my memory lane. That being said, I'm going to lean towards a little bit more sit-down conversations because there has been moments when I've been traveling where I've been so less eager to turn on the camera or like turn the camera for a really long time and live in the moment. But I do know that I gotta record, and I've been taking advantage of the meta glasses I have right now. So I'm super excited to show you like what I just did with my family. We went to Acadia National Park, which is my first ever national park in my entire life. And that's something I didn't realize. Like, there's so much about the USA that I need to explore that, you know, I haven't done in the past 2 years. So I kind of want to do that as well. But you're also going to see a little bit more sit-down conversations because I'm not also traveling a lot at the end of this year. I am in probation for work, so which means I have to be on my best behavior, but I'm not going to travel for the next 3 months really. But I still want to produce content. I still want to keep you guys updated, and I want to be engaging with y'all. So there'll be things that I might release that might be useful for us to connect. But overall, I'm just going to buckle down and make money and get my bag so I can achieve the dreams that I kind of postponed for the past few years that I'm super excited to bring them into fruition. Also, more videos on creativity. You know, YouTube is an outlet for me to be creative, and I really want to do that. So there might be sit-down conversations where I try things for the first time. I'm looking over there and there's like so many Legos that my friends and family gave me, but I never done. So maybe I can sit down, have a conversation, and do Legos with y'all, or make some art with y'all and things like that. That's not going to be quite often, but me speaking to it gives me some accountability on filming that and doing that. So yeah, that's it. Overall, I miss you guys. I hope this was a cute little catch up, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.